Snape, don't go, bro. It's too risky. Just wait, just wait. I'm gonna try and shoot him. Don't go, mate. No, mate. Stay, mate. No, don't go. It's too risky, mate. Don't go. Madai. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, and today I'm playing with the almighty Sgnoob. Now, as you will notice, we usually try to pick the same tanks. Now, why is that? Well, basically we are not only competing against the 7 players on the enemy team, but we are also competing against each other. That's right, because I try to always have more damage than Snape at the end of the game, and he of course tries to do the same. Now, fortunately, that means you have to sometimes, well, push your mate out in front of the enemy team so he gets killed and you can farm the enemy teams, the enemy tanks that are left on the enemy team. Now, I wouldn't recommend doing that unless you don't care about win rate if you are an average player, because that's definitely not the way to win games. So right now we are both playing in the E4, and right now I'm going to get frustrated already because Snape was spotted before I was, and the E100 was aiming at the lower plate of Snape, and I just went in front of Snape because I wanted to shoot and block him from shooting, but that means I also get shot. I actually get shot from the shell. The E100 fired instead of Snape, so I guess a little bit of karma right here, but that means I'm down already for 700 HP right at the beginning of this game, which is very frustrating indeed. Now, of course, I'm not going to fight an E100 frontally, so I'm like, okay, you know what, I'm going to flank him, and Snape has the same idea, but I see there is a grill trying to run away from me, and I'm like, nah man, that's not going to happen. I'm going to load the HE, I have a perfect shot on the grill, and that means I have 1080 damage on my damage counter, and I think Snape only has 600 at this moment in time. But he pens another one, so I have to just go forward. I have to risk it to get my damage out as well, but I see the 100 is looking at me, but now he gets shot, and so I see, well, you know what, if I can actually shoot the back of the 100, he can't shoot me in return, or he can maybe shoot my frontal, my track that sticks towards the front of him, but it doesn't matter as he would only track me. And so right now I see there's still a a very healthy mouse left, so I'm just going to farm him. And I see Snape is trying to, well, farm, I think it's 2 enemy, the tier 9 tanks that are on my left. So I'm just going to try and kill the mouse as fast as I can, so I can maybe get behind the tier 9s, and hopefully, why not shoot an HE round into the butt of the IS-8. So that is my plan right now. I switch to the HE, I'm just going to get behind the IS-8, but unfortunately he has very low HP left, so I'm like, you know what, I need damage, I'm gonna shoot the VK instead. And I quite rightly did so, because the IS-8 got shot in return just before I could have fired and shot at him. And Snape got lucky and he got a fire on the VK, so does that mean I am going to lose the damage battle between us this game? Well, hopefully not, if I can just get him and block him from shooting the mouse. But Palmer strikes once more as he just gets a high roll, and now just shot the mouse, but the angle turret of the mouse, which means I actually miss. And here I'm just going forward. I'm going to loot the HE rounds, because there is a cheeky shot you can have in the FE, so look at this. I thoroughly recommend actually using the HE shells on the E4, because the HE shells are very nice in this tank, and as you can see, you can actually pen the FE into the side of his turret, which is very useful to know. So right here I finished the game with just shy of 5k damage, and I'm just hoping I did more damage than Snape, but we will see in just a second. So I finished with a second class for 5k damage, and Snape got 5.7k damage, so well played, mate. He got a first class and the high caliber this game. So what can I say? I guess he got lucky with the fire and the high roll, but I got lucky to shoot the grill with HE at the beginning of this game, so I can't do anything but to say he won this round, so it's 1-0. But now let's go into the next game and see if I can bring the score back up to 1-1. So in this next game we had the great idea to play the most overpowered tier 8 tank in Platoon, aka the IS-3 Defender. Now if you compare this tank to something like the Object 252U, it's literally the same but worse. You have the same kind of armor profile but worse, you have the same ability but worse, you have the same gun. Well, actually that's not true, you don't have the same gun, but you just have a worse version of the, a worse gun, that's it, period, because you have worse alpha damage, worse penetration, and also worse DPM. So this tank is just basically bad. I have to say, at tier 8 it got power crept a lot, because it used to be very good, but right now it's just trashed here. I'm sorry to say it, but that's how it is. Right now we are trying to push each other up the bridge, or at least push each other to try and be the first one to fire a shell. So I thought I was going to get Snape out this bridge, but it doesn't work. fortunately for me, because I would have been pretty funny. But still, I mean, if there is one thing that is pretty good about this tank, it's the damage potential. And if you're playing two IS-3 defenders and you can combine the damage potential of both of the tanks by targeting one specific enemy, you can do some pretty nice things with the tank. Now his Sgnoob is going to get shot in the side by, I think it's the ISU, so we need to be very careful not to get flanked. So that's why I told him, you know what, we have to go forward. We are just going to try and kill both of the medium tanks, and then, you know, we can play around this area, be far back enough for the ISU not to shoot us in the side, and that would be, I mean, that's a very good scenario for this tank. Now fortunately you're going to witness the incredibly long reload on this tank that is just so annoying and just not enjoying to have, because what can you do? I mean, you're a heavy tank, you're supposed to be there for the team, just tank the shots, but when you are reloading, you don't want to be into the open because, well, you're just going to get wrecked, really. You want to try and hide, but if you hide, you're just not a heavy tank anymore. So right now, Sgnoob got the first shot into the T20 defender, and I can just finish him off. And that is just, I mean, that's probably the only great thing about playing an IS-3 defender in Platoon. But then again, this kind of things you could do in pretty much any tank in Platoon, just shoot both shoots at the same time. But with the IS-3 defender, you really have that very nice 2400 damage potential if both of us average roll and penetrate 3 of the shells within 15 seconds, which is definitely something only this tank can do. So right now Sgnoob is a one shot, so I want to try and protect him at this point because, well, this game is definitely not won yet. So I'm like, you know what, I'm going to just try and distract Jamil. I'm just going to go forwards. Sgnoob has to go forwards right now as well because the IS-2H SH on the enemy team is going forwards to try and shut him down. So I just tried the Emil because, yeah, the shell actually got into the tracks but didn't over penetrate the tracks, so it didn't damage the tank. And now we're just like, oh shit, Sgnoob is going to die, but actually he doesn't because he Emil shot into the ground, which is incredibly lucky by Sgnoob. And right now, actually, I was laughing so hard I couldn't actually aim properly because I thought Sgnoob was going to die, but still I'm just like, you know what, I can tank a shot, I'm still full HP. And I'm just going to shoot him in return as well. Now the ISU is just trying to rush me, which is not a bad play if he actually counted how much shells was left, how much shell I had left in my clip, but I actually don't think he did so. I think he just tried to rush me, and really right now he's just into trouble because he has 3 tanks that are shooting at him. The AMX on our team, I'm just shooting him, and Sgnoob is going to shoot him as well. Now I don't think Sgnoob is going to pen him. Yeah, he just bounced because, yeah, Sgnoob can't aim, but I'm just going to finish him up because I always have to carry Sgnoob to victory when I play with him. I have 1 shell left, so I'm just going to try and fire at him, and right now I'm just actually laughing so hard that like I said earlier, I just can't aim for crap, but it doesn't matter because the IS-2SH is overexposing its lower plate, so I just have to be careful not to shoot, well, into the ground or shoot into his upper plate. And so I'm just going to go forwards, not because I want to protect Sgnoob, but because I want to get the damage myself. So I'm just going to reload just in time, and I'm just going to shoot. And, well, at that time Sgnoob was saying, well, you can't aim, but now I'm looking back at the replay, and mate, I told you it was a ghost shell. So if you're in the comments, man, or if you watch this video, it definitely was a ghost shell. That just finished him down while Zip was trying to flank him and steal my damage, and I just finished this game with a very nice 4k damage in the ISU defender, which surprisingly wasn't enough to get an ace. I also got a top gun and a high caliber, which means it is indeed 1-1. Now Sgnoob finished with just shy of 2.5k damage and a 3rd class. I penned 13 out of 14 shells, and I'm just, at this point I'm very happy because, you know what, I mean, acing the ISU defender is not the hardest thing, but this tank is so not enjoyable to play that I was very happy to get an ace whilst playing once in, like, I don't know, I think I play this tank once per maybe year or something. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up or commentating in the comment section down below what you think about these kind of videos, as it is a little bit different than what I do usually. Now I really have to say I love Sgnoob, and I mean, even if I express my hate like this, it's all a joke. We really like each other and we love playing with each other. And last but not least, I just want to apologize for yesterday. I tried to upload this video, but I used another microphone, and it turned out that the audio quality was incredibly bad, like just incredibly bad. So I just want to apologize for this, and well, now I know I don't have to use that microphone again, so I will see you in the next one.